The sound my passport made as it tore was small, almost polite. A soft, papery rip, nothing dramatic enough to match the way my chest collapsed. For a split second my brain refused to accept what my eyes were seeing. The navy blue cover, my name embossed in gold, split cleanly in half between my sister's fingers. Her hands were shaking but her jaw was set, determined, terrified, angry. "Don't," I whispered, my voice cracking like thin ice. She didn't stop. By the time I reached her, the passport was already in pieces. Identity, freedom, months of planning reduced to scraps drifting toward the bathroom floor like wounded birds. She dropped the remains into the toilet bowl, didn't look at me and flushed. The water roared. And just like that, Italy disappeared. I had been counting down to this trip for almost a year. Italy wasn't just a vacation to me, it was an escape hatch. A chance to breathe somewhere my name wasn't tied to expectations, disappointments, or the heavy silence that had settled over our family since Mom died. Florence, Rome, Venice, places I'd only seen through screens and dreams, were finally within reach. I was supposed to leave at dawn. My suitcase was packed with surgical precision. Outfits rolled tight, guidebooks tabbed, a small notebook filled with sketches of places I wanted to sit and simply exist. My passport sat on the kitchen counter beside my boarding pass, waiting like a key. And my sister, Mara, stood between me and the door. "You're not going," she said, her arms crossed, voice flat. I laughed because that was easier than acknowledging the fear crawling up my spine. "Move, Mara. My Uber will be here in 20 minutes. She didn't move. "You don't get to leave," she said. "Not now, not when everything is like this." "What do you mean everything?" I snapped. "I've been planning this for a year. And I've been drowning for longer than that." The words landed heavy, but still I didn't understand. Not really, we'd always fought, siblings do, but this felt different. Sharper, desperate. "Mara, please," I said, softer now. "We can talk when I get back." Her laugh was brittle. "You always say that." Then she grabbed the passport. We grew up inseparable, or at least that's how it looked from the outside. Mara was 2 years older, louder, bolder. She was the one who spoke for both of us when waiters asked questions, who punched a boy in middle school for calling me weird, who stayed up late teaching me how to fake confidence. I followed her everywhere. But somewhere along the line, the roles shifted. After Mom got sick, Mara became the caretaker, the responsible one, the one who cancelled plans and put her life on hold. I tried to help, but I was younger, less grounded, and truthfully, I was scared. When Mom died, something in Mara never unclenched. She stayed. I started planning my escape. Italy was supposed to be my first real act of independence, my way of proving I wasn't trapped by grief or guilt or family obligation. To Mara, it looked like abandonment. "Give it back," I said as she tore the first page. "Mara, you're being insane." Her eyes were glassy. "You don't understand." "Then explain." She didn't. She ripped and ripped again. By the time the flushing stopped, I was on the floor, my hands shaking, my throat raw from screaming. The bathroom smelled like cleaning chemicals and panic. "You ruined everything," I sobbed. She sank against the wall, sliding down until she was sitting opposite me. For the first time, her anger cracked. "I was trying to save us," she whispered. The next few hours blurred together. Missed calls from the airline, the Uber driver leaving, my phone buzzing with messages from friends who were tracking my flight. I couldn't bring myself to answer any of them. I just sat there, staring at the bathroom door, feeling like someone had reached inside my chest and rearranged everything without asking. Mara eventually spoke again. "You were really going to leave me alone," she said quietly. I looked up, exhausted. "I wasn't leaving you, I was going to Italy." She shook her head. "After Mom died, Dad checked out, you checked out. I was the only one left holding things together." "That's not fair," I said, though part of me knew it was. I was grieving too. "I know," she replied, "but you got to dream, I got stuck." Her confession wasn't angry anymore, it was raw, afraid. And for the first time, I saw my sister not as my jailer, but as someone terrified of being left behind. The days that followed were some of the hardest of my life. Replacing a passport isn't quick, and neither is repairing trust. We didn't speak much at first. The house felt tense, like it was holding its breath. Every sound, cups clinking, doors closing, felt loaded with unsaid things. I hated her. I loved her. I didn't know which feeling was louder. One night, a week after the incident, I found her sitting at the kitchen table with my Italy guidebook open in front of her. "I didn't mean to destroy your dream," she said without looking up. "I just didn't know how to say I was scared." I sat across from her. "You don't get to decide my life because you're afraid," I said. She nodded, tears slipping down her face. "I know, and I'm sorry." We started talking after that, really talking. About Mom, about the nights Mara cried alone after everyone else went to sleep, about how I'd used planning the trip as a way to avoid facing how lost I felt, about how both of us had been hurting, just in different languages. It wasn't instant healing, but it was a start. 3 months later, my new passport arrived in the mail. Mara was the one who handed it to me. "I won't stop you this time," she said, "but come back." I smiled through tears. "I will." I went to Italy in the fall. I stood in Rome at sunset, the sky burning orange, and thought about how close I'd come to never seeing it at all. I wrote postcards to Mara from every city. I called her from noisy piazzas and quiet trains. Distance, I learned, doesn't have to mean disappearance. When I came home, she was waiting at the airport. We hugged longer than we ever had before. Moral: love doesn't give us the right to control others. Fear, when unspoken, can turn into harm. But when we choose honesty over possession, and understanding over resentment, we give both ourselves and the people we love room to grow, heal, and still come back home.